You walk past thousands of these every day without thinking. But almost everything standing around you started as one of these.
And today, they are not made by hand anymore. Between raw clay and finished brick, machines now handle almost everything. It starts in a quarry, where machines pull raw clay from the ground. Different clays are blended here because not all dirt behaves the same in a kiln. First, it has to be cleaned, crushed, and made consistent. A jaw crusher breaks the largest pieces down to workable size. Then rollers crush it finer, pressing out stones and grinding the texture smooth.
Anything too coarse goes back for another pass.
Water and mixing turn the dry clay into something machines can shape. What started as rough quarry dirt is now a consistent, controlled material. And now it is ready to become a brick.
The extruder does two things at once: removes trapped air and forces clay into shape.
Under pressure, the clay is pushed through a die shaped exactly like a brick column.
What comes out is not one brick. It is a continuous bar of clay that has to be cut. Tensioned wires cut the column into exact lengths at production speed. At this stage, the brick is soft, wet, and nowhere close to finished. From here, the bricks do not need a human hand until they are loaded on a truck.
Before firing, the water has to come out slowly.
Too fast, and the brick cracks. So heat rises gradually across the tunnel.
Over hours, the clay shrinks slightly, and the color begins to change.
If the moisture is not right before firing, the kiln will expose it.
Dry but still fragile. The kiln is what makes them permanent. The kiln is the most important machine in the factory, and the most unforgiving.
The car moves through the kiln over many hours, passing through rising and falling heat.
Bricks are stacked with gaps, so heat reaches every surface evenly. In the firing zone, temperature crosses 1,000 degrees. The clay particles fuse together and the brick becomes solid.
At peak temperature, the brick is no longer clay. It is ceramic. Cooling is just as controlled, because dropping temperature too fast cracks the brick. What went in as dried clay comes out as fired brick. The transformation is permanent. After firing, machines handle the bricks again, this time for sorting.
Cameras check for cracks, chips, and color that does not match the batch.
Sample bricks are crushed to confirm the batch meets strength requirements. Dimensions matter because builders depend on consistent size across every pallet.
Water absorption is tested because too porous means too weak for exterior walls.
Bricks are graded because not everyone is suited for every job. Then, stacking machines build pallets designed to survive forklifts and freight. Wrapped and strapped, the pallet is ready to leave. From here, every brick has one job left. Inseverd, hold something up. Not every brick survives the process. A kiln temperature spike can change the color, strength, and shape of an entire carload. Drying too fast creates cracks that firing makes worse.
Even position inside the kiln changes how the brick turns out. Every batch is tracked, so problems can be traced back to the exact process step.
That is why stacking patterns are engineered, not just packed.
If a pallet does not match, it does not ship.
At a construction site, one brick becomes part of a wall in seconds. Thousands of them become a structure that can stand for centuries.
Schools, homes, factories, and monuments. Same basic block. Different purposes everywhere.
Clay from the ground. Crushed, pressed, dried, fired, and stacked. Made entirely by machines.
What surprised you most about how bricks are made? Tell us in the comments.
Next on Process Pulse Factory Plummet, another material you see everywhere, built in ways you would never guess. Process Pulse Factory. Subscribe for the next build.